talking of heavyweights, there was some breaking news yesterday that Dillian Whyte has been quote unquote cleared to continue his boxing career. It seems to be he's been cleared by the Texas State Athletic Commission, with whom he holds a license. Doesn't have a board of control license at the moment. I'm not sure how keen the board would be to let him fight in the UK on a foreign license, so we'll have to see how that all pans out. But what did you make of the news?
Well, I only heard about it last night, and to be honest, I don't know. I mean, if UCAD not well, he doesn't hold a board license, so UCAD would be in that position. But if VADA have cleared him, if they've said that he's clear, if they've said, I know they don't have disciplinary hearings, but if they're saying that it's clear, then it's clear. I don't know if they are saying that or whether Texas is saying it, but at the end of the day, it'll all pan out by the end of the week, and we'll all know what the position is. Look, he wants to fight on, and and we will see what happens.
Would you work with him? I know you've talked about it in the past.
If he's clear, yes. If there's any ambiguity about it, no.
What would you need to see? Would it be a board thing? Would he need to get through UCAD and the board for you to be happy?
I'd like to see what actually, what the position is at the moment. That's what I'd like to see. I haven't seen it, so I can't really make that comment.
How do you feel about all this stuff in general? It's similar to the Conor Benn case in that there is a lot of ambiguity.
I think the whole situation is badly handled. It's wrong, and all we can do. Promoters. We're not the police. We don't police the sport. That's what the boxers, the managers, the trainers, and the promoters, and everybody involved in sport pay commissions to do, or governing bodies. That's what we pay them to do. That's their role. That's their job. And at the moment, it's not that people are being caught out or being found to be tested positive, but it's not working, because it should be cut and dry. Should be very clear what the position is, and it's not, and that needs to be sorted out. And I said it, and I've worked with boxers, who've failed test, come back after serving their ban. It's like going to prison. You go to prison, you served your sentence, you're now free to go on and make your life and make the best of your life. And I think that should be the same thing. But I think that the penalties for PEDs, cheating, whatever you want to call it, should be very, very, very severe. Very severe, because of the nature of our sport.
It seems, at least at the moment, like the Board of Control here in the UK are being very stringent about these issues. But maybe there's a lot of other bodies out there. There's other markets that people can fight in now. That seems to be part of the problem.
But you've got, it's not, I mean, you had that. I mean, I used Danny Williams as a case. The Board of Control advised him to stop boxing, and they were quite correct, I believe, to do that. Danny's a lovely fella, but that's why you need a commission, because if it weren't, it'd be like a complete free-for-all. Some of these guys, because they want to fight. Jimmy McDonald years ago was the same. He wanted to fight, even though he was, told not to. He's saying, "Can you get me a fight in another country and whatever?" And I love Jim, and I wouldn't, we wouldn't get involved in that. But they will do it, and it can happen. And that's why we need to somehow. That's the one problem that we need really to deal with more than anything. That we get some cohesion behind all the governing bodies, all the sanctioning bodies, that they deal with these things as one, and not that, it didn't work for them, so I'm going somewhere else now. That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Frank, I mean, you get boxers sometimes who don't want to pay the commissions, don't want to pay the board tax or the various governing body tax. They don't want to do that because yet they want to fight for the titles. They want that protection. So, they'll go to another jurisdiction, which they're entitled to do. But when it comes down to this situation with drugs, it needs to be strongly policed. There's no other way to do it.
Just before I let you go, there's obviously been some issues in recent times with Tyson and TalkSport. There's, I don't know if we're calling it a feud at this point, but certainly not each other's biggest fans. What's the status of that now, and what's your relationship with them as well?
Sorry, what's the status? What with regarding what?
Just with TalkSport generally, because obviously them and Fury have had their back and forth.
TalkSport broadcast most of our shows.
Yeah,
they've done that. There's certain things have been said that I certainly have taken umbrage to, especially when there are things that are being said that are totally ridiculous, and people should know better in what they're saying. And then, then other guys on the station defending him and saying that it wasn't said, when I could see that's an ear and that's an ear. I'm 72 years of age and I'm not an idiot, and I can listen and I know what people are saying. It's frustrating. But look, Liam, the boss, I get on very, very well with him. I spoke to him last week. We'd like things to work out, but some of the things that have been said have been I watched a Netflix documentary before I came out. The one about the Day of Reckoning.
Yeah,
there's a documentary, right? And on there, the commentator says on there that they're using footage of the fight as an extract. The atmosphere is really buzzing and whatever, which it was. Okay, then we're told that the atmosphere weren't all that for the previous show, and it just wasn't the case. It doesn't matter which way it wants to be dressed up. It wasn't okay. They're all good fights. Tyson against Ngannou, whether you liked it or not, going into the fight, it was a bloody good fight. Everybody stayed with it to the end because you wondered what was going to happen. It was a good fight. Afterwards, how many people actually said, who slagged the fight off, came out and said, especially on TalkSport, a couple of people on it, never come out and agreed with that. Adam Catterall was on there who slagged it off before the fight. He slagged it off, in my opinion, because Ngannou had left UFC, who he does work with. And then after the fight, never, they said, oh, well, actually, it was a decent, it was a good watch. And then, they've gone on a couple of times since saying things. So, but that's their opinion. They're all experts. What do I know? I know nothing. I've done nothing. They all know how the sport works. They're all, they're not just experts on boxing. They're experts on every single sport. And good luck to them.